Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is your boy DJ Gamer, that retro modern gamer. Happy Sunday, blessed Sunday. Hope everyone's having a good day. Hope y'all had a good weekend so far. Having a good weekend so far. And today on the iAmDJ Gamer Podcast, super excited. Been totally excited about this interview. Got a special guest, and I know she's a special guest because my man Retro asked me, "Hey, can I jump in and be your co-host for this episode?" And it just wasn't him. I was speaking to him earlier. I said, "Hey, I got a few others that asked me, hey, you mind if I jump in on that?" I said, "You know what? Retro beat y'all to the punch because he asked me, and I'll always hold it down for my man's here." And yes, that's how we know we got something special. Retro, by the way, you're muted, so make sure you unmute it. There we go. There we go. So, special guest, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, lovely, beautiful peeps. It is Zap in the house, and yeah, we got that goodness. We got that retro goodness going here.
That we do. I've noticed all of us have been into that retro life or are into that retro life. So that's why it was a no-brainer for me when I was checking out all the stuff you do. I was like, yeah, I need to get to know this person of how and where all of this got started. So how about we kick off with that? Where did all this begin?
Probably way before I was born. So, for those that do not know, I come from a family of hardcore gamers. My dad and my mom have been gamers their entire life, even before I was born. That's where the joke comes in. And yeah, so it's me, my brother, and other siblings, but mainly my brother and I from this marriage. And yeah, they've always been a Nintendo family. We always been Nintendo, not really because we kind of hated on other systems. It's just that's the only options we had in its time. Where we grew up, basically. I am born and raised in Newark, New Jersey. So I'm from New Jersey, but both of my parents are Puerto Ricans. So technically I am considered Puerto Rican. And yeah, so it's always been Nintendo, NES, SNES. That's mainly the system I grew up with, SNES. And the first game I got introduced to was Miss Pac-Man. I got introduced to Miss Pac-Man.
Nice.
Mainly because my dad has a very open mindset for its time. Like he believed truly in inclusion, and enjoying hobbies, no matter like what ethnicity you are, or gender, etc., etc. So gaming at home is a sacred tradition that we pass down to our children. And it is considered a time that we connect as a family. It's family quality time. So I guess if you guys have some sort of hobby that you connect with your family, let it say, sewing, gardening, I don't know, whatever it could be. Like in our household, it was gaming. It was heavily gaming. And even like disconnecting myself from systems, it'll still be gaming, because if we didn't have that option, we would go to arcades. And that was the other option, and I think I like more arcades than even home consoles, because that really is where my love for gaming came in from. It was from the arcades.
Yes, my God, you have no idea when you said arcades. Now it's just like hitting treasures. If you could find a place that still has arcades, I lost my mind. I recently moved over to Riverside, California, and then like a block away, there's a freaking arcade. I said that is perfect. I said, are you kidding me? Because nowadays we used to have them all over. Like even if like you did your laundry at a laundromat, they had arcades. Like
Yeah.
And
I
still, in
right.
Texas, at least, I remember I went to a laundromat, and while I was doing my laundry, they had this Miss Pac-Man cocktail
Look at that.
table. You remember that?
Yes.
And I just sat down and played Miss Pac-Man while I was waiting for my laundry.
Wow,
I,
that's cool.
as kids, we never thought going to the laundromat would have been the best thing in the world, but you
Yeah.
would go because they had arcades.
And it was literally everywhere. Like maybe, newer generations don't know much about it, but in my time and in your time probably as well, it's like you went to the laundromat, you went to the pizza restaurants, Pizza
Yep.
Hut, like almost literally anywhere you go, there was at least one or two cabs,
Hmm.
just to cater the audience. And it was intentional too, because like arcade was on a boom, on a rise, between the 80s, mainly the 80s.
80s.
Yeah, it went like strong in the 80s, but then in the 90s it still was pretty strong. But it kind of, you kind of noticed when it started fading in a way.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say it's disappeared. It hasn't. At least where I live, it has not, because we've been seeing the opposite. It's been on a rise, more and more barcades. So I literally have a barcade that's not even that far away from me, like probably let's say like 35 minutes away from home, where I can go, and it's amazing. It has so many options that you can, caps, pinball machines, and like other options, that you could generally find for your kids. Like I got a brain fart right now, y'all, because it's kind of hard to remember. But like Dance Revolution, and like the little basketball things that you play, the like throwing
The
hoops
hoop.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
Throw
And
the hoop.
so there's options for everyone.
Definitely. I remember speaking to Retro on the episode we did. It's like when you were going to the pizza parlor or pizza place or whatever it was, you already knew that you were going to have one or the two. You had the Simpsons one. You definitely had the Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles. If it was at a pizza place, you had the Ninja Turtle arcade there. So just speaking on arcades is like yes. And now I like what they're doing now at the arcades, because now they're hosting tournaments. They're doing all kinds of stuff now, like the bar arcades and all that stuff. So it's just like they're not completely dead. I got a feeling that more of these are gonna pop up, and they should,
It
because
should.
it's fun to get out, play these arcade games that are still to our hearts. Like Pac-Man, definitely will never like that'll never die, because it's just
No.
you will never. It's just one of those games that like so many people gravitated to. It was, and I like that they did the like. It was more okay. We're gonna do this for the ladies, Miss Pac-Man, but the males
Yeah.
gravitated
Yeah.
more than the females at that time. It's amazing.
Well, it's interesting because like a lot of people don't know the history of gaming, and like when you study the history of gaming, it's so interesting
Oh
because
yeah.
you start exploring the vast majority of people that participated in projects. Like a perfect example is like Miss Pac-Man, and
Hmm.
games like were considered back in the day and were heavily marketed towards the male, towards men, and it was kind of like this deal of boys play with cars, girls play with
Yeah.
dolls. But the reality of it is that girls were into gaming as well. It's just there wasn't as much options because it was advertised heavily towards men. So when Miss Pac-Man came into the scene, it just broke barriers. It
Hmm.
really made history because it was literally the first video game created intentionally to target the female audience, because they knew like, hey, there's a gap, we need to cover this need because there's actually girls in gaming. And I'm never going to forget this documentary that Nintendo did.
Hmm.
It was in New York, and there's this Nintendo kiosk and there's some boys playing, but if you look in behind the boys, there's actually girls playing at this Nintendo kiosk. And it was so cool because you're like, oh, this is a hobby that is meant to be enjoyed for both men and females. And like the other games that you notice, like a lot of people don't know, like Centipede, it was created by a female, you know? That's why all the little colorful sprites and all that stuff. She figured a way that is like mind blowing because for its time, like technology was still in such an early phase where they were just trying to figure out how to even create games, you know? And she
Oh
just
yeah.
exploded all the decoding of programming and stuff and was able to create these unique colors, and she took it to her advantage and created what we now know as Centipede, you know. And it's just like little examples that if you're like, you sit back and you check, you're like, wow, you really have to think outside the box, because I think like
Yes.
now it's so easy because we have a structure in place. But it was thanks to these early developers that were trying to figure
Oh, yeah.
out
Paved the
how do
way.
we even create a game.
Yes. How, and you know, it amazes me. Like again, just how back then, if you notice, yeah, females were playing. It just wasn't advertised. It wasn't like, you know, blown up as it is now. But back then, it was, yeah, it was mainly male dominated. That's what you'll see. But I like that you at the time you guys were behind the scenes, and now it's like you guys just done blown up, and I mean, it should be that way. It should be that way. It should be fair for everybody. But I've always
Yeah.
been down. 'Cause I remember I would actually let my little sister play. I wasn't like disconnecting her controller, pretending she was playing. Like she, I think a lot of us did that. But I ain't gonna lie, I did it a few times. But I did. Okay, you know what? No, you play.
You're like, let's see if you actually are a gamer. Yeah, the worst fights I had them at home when I was playing with my brother, because my God, like when you grow up with within a family that everybody's a gamer, yeah, there's some tension. You know what I mean? It's like there's
Oh
some
yeah.
competitiveness. And like I was always gonna make sure I would whoop my little brother's tushy. That's for sure. I was like, yeah, we're it's going, it's on. You know, I'm down.
Yeah, stay strong. If you were the only girl,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the pressure was real because I was like, I'm the only female, and on top of that, I'm the older sister. So I gotta.
Oh yeah, you ain't gonna let nobody come over you. What do you mean? What you mean?
I'm like, let me tell you something, my boy. Let me draw the line.
Did you ever hit that reset button right when you're about to lose? Did you ever win?
All the time, dude. All the time.
You're like, oh look.
Well, that's
I didn't lose.
I love you, my brother. I love you. But,
my dude, you almost had her. You almost had her.
So look over there, mom's coming. What?
That my mom was very strict when carrying out rules in the household. You know, like she was all of, fomenting inclusion and hobbies and interests and stuff like that. But also, like she's very protective of the family environment, like, yeah, you can be competitive, but you have to be respectful too. Like there was boundaries, like don't act like an a-hole, you know what I mean? Because she would quickly put you in your place.
That's good.
So it, like, one of the rules was like, because everybody loved the gaming, and it's not like nowadays that you have so many systems that everybody can just go in their separate rooms and play. Back in the day, you just had one system and that's it. You had to share. So my mom would say like, hey, your brother has 1 hour to play. And then after that hour, once his time is up, it's your time to play. So yeah, that was like almost like a Bible mandate. You know what I mean? It was
yeah.
And I didn't play. I wasn't playing with those rules. And as soon as I see that my brother was 1 hour, 0.1 second.
Oh, boom, get out of here.
I was like, I don't give a, you know what? I was like, boom, reset it. You didn't save it? Oh, well.
Oh my God. My dude then grinded for like almost an hour to get somewhere. He's just like, hey, it's my turn. That reset. Bye.
It felt so good. And then after like 30 minutes, it felt so bad.
It's funny now, we may not realize, but like if that would have happened to us now, oh man, we know pain.
My mom made it worse because as soon as she found out that one of us did that I just mentioned, you know what she would do, and that was even worse. She would just unplug the whole system. She would disconnect it and hide it somewhere in the house. So it's
on shutdown.
Yeah,
nobody's using it.
Nobody's using it at that point.
Oh, y'all don't know how to play with each other along the side with each other? Okay. Well, nobody's playing.
It was crazy, man. I'm telling you. My mom, yeah. You say I was rough. My mom was a whole next level.
Shout out to the gaming moms out there in the universe. Everybody, when y'all have to come in here and be, that authority, like, okay, y'all don't know how to play. Okay, oh, y'all want to throw these controllers?
And sadly, I'm a gaming dad, and I love games. And I've done that to my kids. Poop, because they like PC and their Switches, and I've had to just be like, doing, it's gone.
Yeah,
I hate that because I'm a gamer, and so for me, I'm just like, it's hurting right here, but do what I gotta do.
Yeah, I've done it a couple of times too. Like my son doesn't want to help in the house chores or whatever it is, and I'm like, nobody. I'm like, as much as you enjoy gaming, there's priorities. There's something called priorities in life.
Yes. And it's so crazy now though, because they can be like, I think our parents did not know where video games were gonna go off and take off, and you could make a career out of this now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So remember how I used to be like, oh, you're wasting your time playing video games? That's kind of not the case now.
It's incredible. Yeah. I so agree with you because like right now I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but they're doing it in Texas. Colleges are now adding a specific room for esports. And there is now they're now granting student loans and grants for anyone that wants to study like video production or game development, or even like try to join in a team for esports and be a professional player.
See?
Like now they're actually even investing in it because they're understanding little by little that it can be considered and taken as a professional career.
Yes. On all those levels. Speaking on that, on the event I was at yesterday, this organization is also doing after school programs, just like catered to like, okay, learn how to edit, learn how to do coding and stuff like that. So
programming.
So it's just like, it's not going anywhere now. It's more than ever. You can make something out of this, and why not?
There's so many options. Game tester, whoever's in the lead in the art department, digital graphics, there's so many options. There's so many
storytelling, just everything from writers to it's just like literally everywhere. Yes, script, characters, just
almost the same thing as for a movie, basically.
Yes,
you need so much, and a staff to make a game. Like as much as I see negative comments sometimes and people trashing games, I sometimes wonder, I'm like, do you guys really take into consideration the hours and months and sometimes years that these devs put into even bringing something into existence? Because as much as we can talk trash about a game, I bet you if they threw us in that office and tell us, hey, make a game, we probably wouldn't even know where to start.
Okay. I don't know. You want to take this? You want to take this question? Because
I can only make. I don't know. Really make my own level in Mario Maker, let alone learn how to develop a video game. and they don't have the code. You just place on there.
That's why I'm kind of like, I'll stay in my lane.
Yes, that's why. I mean, that's why back then, it amazes me how we are now. But back then, how it was easily trashed. Like, you're not gonna amount nothing to playing video games. It's just, and now you see tournaments, you see just the competition aspect of it, and esports, and it's just the way it's taking off, the way it's taking, where it's at. I'm just proud as a gamer to see where it's gone, because, I grew up NES, Super NES, all of that. So I think we all fair to say that we've seen the progress and how it's just where it's at right now. So
it's just crazy. Yeah, because even in schools, I was looking up this grant because I work for an after school program. So I sent a letter to my district supervisor because, sorry, it's echoing in my ear. Anyway, they had a grant available for Nintendo Switches specifically for the after-school program, and they'd be locked down to where you can use Mario Maker and Minecraft because those things you can build in there. And then they have different lessons provided with those from Nintendo that you could teach with the coding. And so you could teach an entire lesson based off of the Minecraft you build or based off Mario Maker.
This most recent game that Nintendo developed that nobody saw coming, Garage Builders.
Yes, love that.
Programming, you know, it's trying to raise awareness for these future generations because you don't know what your kid might be interested in, and it's so cool that now they have those resources to kind of explore their interest. You know, we didn't have those resources. We were very limited back in the day, so it's a blessing that these kids have access to these resources, you know?
Yeah, start early. And then, you know, like I said, because some of these kids, where their mind is at, is just like amazes me because they could just, again, go. Like, they understand technology coming out the womb. Like, you see little kids with the phones, they're like searching stuff and they're already on YouTube watching videos that they like. It's just, that's where it's at. So just to see that.
That's like a few years to learn technology. You get these kids at age 2, 3, and they're like, "Oh, here, did you see this? This is how you do it." I'm like, When my daughter was 3, she was like, "No, Dad, look, this is what it does." I'm like, "Oh, my 3-year-old just taught me how to use my phone." I'm like, "Wow, this is incredible!" Like, it's just they're surfing along. Or on the computer at age 2, my daughter was playing Minecraft, and she's now 10. And my son, at the age of 3, still they're on computers. Now they each have their own computers, and they're sitting there. Like technology, when I was that age, computers were barely up and coming. They were barely a thing. I go to my friend's house and they were, you know, computers were super expensive back then. And they're like a dime a dozen now, but, you know, depending on what you have, really. But back then we went to his house and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you have a computer. That's cool." I go into a house, they have a computer. You're like, "Oh, you got a computer? Cool."
Okay.
It's not like this big thing. So now kids are like iPads at schools,
that flip of the switch is just
technology is just like you're throwing it out like money. You're just like, "Here you go," and then the kids learn it within seconds.
And I remember it was hard going from Mac to Windows. It was just like, okay, it's got to learn this, and it's just like now it's just so simple. It's just, oh my God, y'all have it so easy. Y'all have it so easy now.
And I think like that's a blessing, but it's also kind of a curse because like right now I say it's a blessing because within, you know, the internet world, you have so many resources, you have so many places, so many sources you can pull from, you know, if you want to like research or learn from a topic. It's so easy to receive an education in any area that you need, you know, but at the same time, it's a curse because, well, you got to learn to filter these sources, where they're coming from, what is true, what is factual, what is not, you know, and kind of not get lost in this world, because it's very easy to persuade people and think they have the right information when they do not, you know?
Yep. Definitely on that. That is all true.
Yeah.
And, you know, just we got to take the good with the bad and try to eliminate as much as the bad as we can. That's all we could do. That's all we could do at this time. But I did check out one of your recent videos, the whole trading card thing. That, yes, I was, because I remember I collected the cards too. That was just, I guess, I don't know if it was a thing. I mean, just me being into sports, but it was just, we had variety of trading cards of all kinds. It was amazing. It was amazing. And now when we find a pack, I'm like, I ain't trying to open that right now. No, I don't even want to open them. I don't.
It's so cool, dude.
Right?
I wasn't planning to collect any trading cards at all. Like, that was not in my books. But I am such a laid back collector, if I were to use that term. You know, I could care less of going for full sets or subsets. I just collect what I grew up with back in the day, you know, in my childhood.
That's
you know?
what I do.
And so I don't even sweat it if it's sealed or not sealed, if it's in mint condition. I could care less because I'm playing my games anyways. So even if it's in a box, I'm opening it up. so when I collect stuff, I kind of go against the wave. What people are excited for, what they consider popular or the must-haves, it's the things that I could care less, so I'm always going towards the opposite things that generally not everyone is going to have in their collection. And I think that's what makes my collection so unique. And within it, that is the trading cards, picking up these cool 90s trading cards, which it blew my mind away, because I kind of knew we had trading cards for stuff, but I didn't know how popular they were till now, where you find out there's literally was a trading card for almost every movie, every show.
Yes.
Pop culture wise, there was trading cards for everything, basically. And I'm just discovering it now as an adult, because I kind of missed out. So I'm like, let me just pick them up. And yeah, it kind of hurts opening them, but at the same time, I'm so curious. I want to see how they look.
We need to see what's in this pack.
So it felt so good during my live stream to open, like, for example, and I don't know if you got to see it, this 1989, I think it was 1989 Back to the Future 2 trading cards. It was insane because
Back to the Future.
Yeah, Back to the Future 2 trading cards.
Yes. See, not a lot of people know about that.
The piece of gum.
Yes, the gum. The gum. The gum.
Spoil it, but we tried the gum.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How was it?
You need to check it out.
Go check it out, dude. The gum. Oh man.
That gum though was nasty back then.
That gum was terrible. Like back then. So I could only imagine all these years now.
Oh.
This is the only thing I'm going to spoil. I did not do it alone. I had my son accompany me in this.
Oh, why are you dragging him into this? Why are you dragging it? Here, try to go.
Try it together. Oh yeah, 1989. I wonder how it's going to taste.
Yup. Chubbo on the chat like, yup, hard as a rock sometimes. Wind up missing teeth if you weren't careful with this gum.
Yeah.
So it's just so cool, that's what I love about collections, and that's been one of my goals on my channel, just breaking these stereotypes of it doesn't matter how big or how small your collection is. At the end of the day, it's your collection, and it is what identifies you as a human being, and what are your interests, what are your hobbies, what are you into, because it's like I tell everyone, it doesn't matter how many people come and critique your collection. At the end of the day, they're not living in your house. They're not going to be able to enjoy your collection. The person that's going to enjoy the collection is yourself. So make sure you're collecting for yourself, not
what
for
you
the
like.
world.
What you like, what you into. Like I said, you don't necessarily have to go with what everybody likes, but if that's just what you like, hey, it's all good. But yeah, cards are a thing that they came back, because I've just noticed that, especially Pokemon, all of that.
Baseball cards.
My God.
Yeah.
Basketball, all of that.
It's been crazy.
I'm with Zap. I collect things that are pertinent to my childhood, and I'm not a completionist either. Like, if I see a few things like here and there that I like, I'm not, like, if there's Ninja Turtles, I'm not going to collect the whole thing. I'm just going to collect a little bit. Like, if there's Pokemon, I'm not going to collect the whole thing. I'm just going to collect the little bits, because if I don't want it, to me, like, I feel like it's money that I spent that I wasted, that I don't want.
My friend, I'm not going to say his name out here just in case, because I don't have his permission, but my friend gave me this piece of advice, and I think it's like the most, I don't know, it's the most intelligent or it's wisest advice anybody could have ever given me. He said, the way you know if you want something in your collection is put all these things in a box, and keep it away for several months. And if you do not pull anything from that box within 2-3 months, get rid of it. Just sell it. Get rid of it. Because if you did not miss anything in it, then it doesn't deserve to be in your collection. Because the way I see it is, if there's something that's in your collection, it should be something that you can't easily get rid of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is all. Believe me, there've been some things in my collection I'm like, oh no, I don't know if I can get rid of that.
Yeah.
Like, no, like
It's
you
better
know,
to
it's
have like
just
killers than fillers. You know what I mean? Because
yes.
that's why
there we
I'm not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm,
that's good.
Uh-huh.
I'm not impressed of going into a world into like let's say somebody's home. And I'm sorry, but it's the truth. I'm not saying anything bad against like people that have large collections, but as long as it's things that you really want, because I've been to houses where I've seen this huge wall filled with games, but it's filled with $5 games, sport games, games that at the end of the day you're probably not even going to play, and games that are actually really bad, but they just pick it up for the sake of filling a space.
Filling the
You know?
space. Yeah.
So, I mean, if you
Yeah.
want to go down that route, I mean, be my guest because I'm not going to judge anyone. But it's like that doesn't impress me. Is what I'm trying to say.
Nah, yeah, definitely. Like me being a sneakerhead too, there be sneakerheads out here that are just like won't wear the shoe. I said, no, you buy to wear the shoe. I mean, take care of your shoes, obviously, but don't just have them there. Just like, no, dude, wear this shoe. Like, I get it, but still, those shoes are meant to be worn. And I'm just saying, take care of them. Obviously, I take care of my shoes, but I wear my shoes.
I mean, I had some Skechers that lasted me 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, same. Those Skechers last forever.
I ain't gonna lie. Look, I've been hearing about Skechers. You know what? I need to give you a pair. I said, yeah, I'm gonna give you a pair.
Last
Try
forever
this
and they're
out.
super comfortable.
Comfortable and they last forever. It's like the Nokia phones.
Those smartphones. Yeah.
The phone we would play Snake in. That's what I want. Snake. Give me that.
You try to turn on one right now, and it will literally turn on probably.
Turn on.
You drop those things in water, oil, and they still boot up.
One charge will last you a whole week.
Yeah.
It's impressive. I saw a meme and I was laughing because I said, it's true, it probably will work. They found one within a brick wall. And they said, I bet you it still works.
That's the time, if you had ringtones, Game Over, you used to show up your ringtones, like the little...
Those polyphonic ringtones.
Yes, the poly.
And it vibrated, and you were just like, oh, these are cool. I got a ringtone. And then when you be getting those free ringtones from those sites where it sent you a text and then you download it, you were just like, hey, look, you got this ringtone because I do.
Oh, my God. What's up, Abby? Hope y'all having a great Sunday. She's in the chat right now, so she's cool.
That's one of my peeps from the squad.
Yes. She also, she's big admirer of you again. So that's why I was like, oh my God, these Nokias though. Oh,
yeah,
exciting times, and we can remember all these times. But also tell me, I see you have
today. I would still own one versus my smartphone. Because I don't have to worry about looking at everything on there. There's nothing on there. And if it's not charged for a few days, I don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
But they don't work, unfortunately, for service now. So
true.
Yeah.
All right. So I also noticed that you have merchandise.
Yes.
Talk to me about your merch.
Well, so I wasn't big on doing merch. That was never my idea. It was more the squad. Because I kept having people from time to time like, do you have merch? Do you have merch? When can we pick up merch? Because I use the term a lot, squad, because that's how we identify ourselves. We're the Zap Squad. And it's kind of like almost like an endearment because I consider my community to be my family. So it's like every time I stream, I don't see them as, oh, this is my fan. Oh, it's just a viewer. No, this is my squad. This is my family who I get to hang out with. So it just feels really cool that, they believe in me so much as to be able to come up with something that can identify us as a squad. And that's where the merch comes in. There's like that our latest design actually came from them. Because sometimes while I do live stream or create videos, I have certain terms that I never created intentionally to become like kind of like our catchphrase, but it's almost become part of our vocabulary, if it makes sense, Oh,
yeah.
Like for example, I try to keep my streams family friendly, which is a very big challenge for me because as Latina, I kind of lose it.
I've never heard such a thing. A Latina.
I kind of lose lose my cool, but I got to keep it family friendly.
No, never, Crystal, not you.
I'm never. I mean, come on, Latina, Crystal losing her cool. God,
No, it's funny because some people don't know that about me, and then when they find out, they're like, "Oh, that makes so much more sense."
Oh.
But it's funny because I've been trying very hard to not drop the F-bombs during the streams, So we came up with a word, well, what is a catchphrase I can use? And that's where holy macaroni came in. So, so every time I'm mad or I'm like surprised or I don't know, whatever it is, I started using the term more and more. And my squad would laugh because they know actually why.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, what I'm trying to say.
That's your filter.
So at the end, they were like, why don't you make a design and slap it on a shirt, create a merch we can wear holy macaroni. So that has been our latest design.
How funny.
Holy macaroni. It's a macaroni. It's literally a macaroni with some angel wings and a halo. And it says holy macaroni.
Holy macaroni.
That is so cool.
And so like I seen all this stuff. I was like, oh, I gotta know about this. I said, I need to know. Okay, holy macaroni. I said, okay.
Holy macaroni.
I get it. Now I get it.
If you are in our community and you see someone with a shirt or someone using that term, now you know what it means.
Oh yeah. Believe me, watch. I'm gonna be a supporter. I'm gonna rock that. I'm like, oh, this is what I'm trying to say. But,
like, listen up, y'all.
Listen up. Nice.
Holy macaroni. We got this.
Yeah, see it.
Yeah, literally, that's how I use it. I'm like, holy macaroni. Okay, I got this. Zap, you got this. Oh God,
Just
it's only one of my many designs. I still have other phrases that have to be turned into merch, but I'm like trying to find a good designer so like the message doesn't get lost because I just feel like it's so special. I just don't want to throw it at anybody.
Yes.
Especially if they don't get how much it means for the community. So hopefully I'll find someone.
Like how much it means to you too, because this is this is what you're using. This is what you know. So
yeah, it's my brand. I'm very confident about it.
Confident, and then what you want to portray, what you're trying to throw out. So it's like it means anything. Like I said, stuff that we use, it means a lot to us because that's what we try to portray. That's what we threw out. So holy macaroni.
Holy macaroni.
Yeah, that's where we at.
So if I make reference to that on my stream, I'll be like, this is a ZapCristal phrase. Holy macaroni. That's how I feel today.
This is
hers. It's her coined phrase.
It's so funny because
I'm
like today streams, right? And he loves so much the phrase that every time I jump in, he's like, Zap, I got you. And now he's been using it on his stream.
So from this point forward, I'm not gonna drop no F-bombs. I'm gonna drop holy macaroni. I'm gonna be like, it is by Zap. Trademark. And ZapCristal.
Hey,
oh God.
That'd be dope though. That'd be dope.
Copyright. She's gonna get the C put right there. Boop.
The macaroni. The macaroni is gonna be the C. That's gonna be just the.
It's been really cool. I've had a lot of fun because I'm like, I want it to be a gaming merch, but I was like, how can I make my merch unique where it's not just the traditional gaming styles, and make it stand out. And that holy macaroni was really something that standed out.
That's so cool. I want to know the story. That's cool.
Nice.
I'm gonna remember that when I watch your streams now.
Oh yeah.
Like, there you go, family friendly. Oh, what am I into? Holy macaroni.
Holy macaroni.
Oh, what's that? Oh, I'll have to tell you the story in a minute.
So that's cool. That I see definitely like just knowing the story behind the merch and your phrases. That's where it's at. That's where it's special when you do get a chance to put out certain things because it means this because the story behind it is always amazing.
Even like it's kind of I don't know how much time we have, but like sharing like even the story of our like of my channel, like why people call me Zap, like even that there's a story behind it. It's not just like I don't have no YouTube name. How I'm gonna call myself.
The floor is yours. And matter of fact, just go, go for it. You already started. Go.
Well, you know what? Yeah, let me share it because I don't think now thinking about it, I don't think I've shared the story of my YouTube channel. How it also, you know what? That's a good video idea right there, guys. Maybe I should do a video about that.
We have breaking news. Zap is about to share how her name came to be.
So it was funny because back in the day, in my first marriage, my a baby's daddy wanted to create a YouTube channel. We're talking about like 2007, 2008 when YouTube was barely starting.
Okay.
So he wanted to create a channel. It was going to be with religious purposes, but he just didn't know how to run a YouTube channel. You know, like nobody knew how YouTube worked back in the day. So I've always been kind of like the tech geek in the house. So he was like, "Can you figure this out and help me? And if you learn how to, do YouTube, then I can create my channel." That's how it all started. And I was like, okay, that sounds good. So I started doing my research, my recon, and started doing the YouTube thing. And I've always had this nickname where I'm just so fast in doing everything. Like I don't waste my time. So it's like, yeah, she's Zap. There goes Zap. Oh, she's always zappity zap. It's kind of like a term of endearment because I don't stay still. I never stay still. I'm always on a grind. I'm always doing something. I'm always on a hustle. So that's where Zap came from. And I was like, well, you know what? It doesn't sound bad if I just combine it with my name and start a channel, with my nickname. Because I doubt anybody calls themselves in a gaming channel Zap, And so I started my channel, and it originally was called Zap TV. It originally started as Zap TV, and it was an entertainment channel. It wasn't even about gaming. It was an entertainment channel where we did our top fives, what was trending, and it was family friendly content where I would drag. I say drag because everybody was included in the family. I raised 3 beautiful daughters, and she would be included in the videos and play games with me and help me record and do all the topics and all the stuff. That's how Zap TV was like born as a YouTube channel. Later on, we went into a rebranding phase because I was homeschooling my son. So it turned into a homeschooling channel where I was like teaching and doing workshops and teaching how to homeschool and all that stuff. I homeschooled for 5 or 6 years, my kiddo. So it was a how-to channel, how to homeschool, and then it went into the last major rebranding phase, which is now where ZapCristal was born. Which is my gaming channel. Like in parentheses, I've always been a gamer, but because I was a female and I was considered a minority because of being a Latina, I kind of kept it as a secret because I was scared. And we're talking about like 2012, 2013. I was scared of being judged for my hobby and for my interest, which sounds crazy because I shouldn't feel like that, but that's how I felt, So I was like, I'm never going to do a channel of gaming because I don't know how people are going to receive it, But then one day, my husband said, well, if you don't go for it, how are you going to find out? You might as well give it a try. And that's when I officially opened up and said, I'm going to tell the world that I'm a gamer and I'm into gaming. And when I did that third rebranding, that's when my channel exploded and started growing because everybody all of a sudden welcomed me. And I was surprised because I was like, wow, it's so incredible that besides me, I was less than 1,000. I have 500, 600 other followers that were into my same hobbies. Like that was mind blowing back in the day, And until this day, yeah, we're working on it. We're on a grind. I take it more seriously. Yes, I'm a gaming enthusiast. But I work towards it as a professional career. Like my end goal is probably being a journalist, writer, or, working and hosting in IGN, or just to give you an example in game companies and be like more integrated into the corporate world of gaming. So, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So there you go. You guys found out.
Yeah.
So you make that
got the exclusive
video,
here.
Just saying.
I wish I could make it shorter, but
no, that's perfect. No, the level of detail that you went into, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That like you have no idea. So glad you took glad you took that time, and big ups to hubby pushing you to do that. Yes.
Yeah.
Big ups to hubby.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's so cool.
Hey, your husband's a great dude.
So different. You know, he has a
Yeah.
YouTube channel too, but if you analyze his channel and you see my channel, we're totally different spectrums. Like his channel is more of a collector's channel. My channel is just the being a gaming enthusiast and that 90s nostalgia and like reminiscing about the good old days. So it's a totally different vibe. So it's so cool that we both can create content and we're both content creators, but it's so different that we're not competing for each other's audiences because it's so different. You know?
It fits.
Yeah.
It fits. And definitely that's Abby is like that's wondrous. Sounds like you have a great community. Keep it up. That she's dropping that on the chat.
Aww.
And Chubbo, how do I get some Zap merch?
So right now it's only available online. You would need to go to Teespring. That's where my merch is right now. My plans is hopefully try to find a store where I can actually have them printed out physically and I distribute it, but you know that's gonna be a long process. So if you want to get merch, you should be able to go to my channel because I do have I forgot how it's exactly called right now because YouTube changes it all the time. Yeah, there should be some icons, or if you go to the About tab, I think it should show all the links of all my social media networks and the Teespring store, so they can pick up the merch.
There you go, Chubbo. You got the info right there. So just big ups on your milestones. Been seeing all your views, all the things. It's just like I'm like, oh yes, that's
it's
where
so
I
cool.
would be. An appreciation just for somebody who's doing it. That's why I'm telling you, seeing your content, just the vibe, the energy you put out. I'm like, yeah, she's about that because as you know, we got a bunch of fake gamers out here. They're not doing it for the reasons you're doing it. They're doing it for views, just for whatever clicks, just for all of that, and they don't know anything about it.
And it's sad because like that's my biggest struggle right now as a content creator. Like my motivation is, well, we need more representation because I want to create a safe environment where anybody, no matter where you come from, you know, no matter your color, your race, you can feel safe to enjoy this hobby and the same interests because it's for everyone, you know. But at the same time, it brings its challenges because I have to stand up for a bunch of female content creators that sadly along the way, they can't take this pressure and they're going to quit because it's so hard. Because even if I know my goals, I know my expectations and why I'm doing what I'm doing. But the people that are watching from the outside, many of them don't know. So it's so easy for them to formulate or jump into assumptions or just put us all into the same box, you know?
Yes.
So it's just kind of like breaking those stereotypes of, well, what defines a gamer, you know? Why is it wrong for certain females to do this or do that? And kind of start breaking it down and explaining it to people, because if not, you're going to fall into these stereotypes, you know what I mean? Or cultural appropriations that then it's just false because it's so easy to target anyone if they don't fit in this box. It's kind of the same thing as education. That's why we have so much problems, you know, because if a student doesn't fit into a certain box or they can't label them, then it's a problem. You know what I mean? It just surprises everyone, or there's something not right. That person needs to be fixed. No, they do not. You know, it's just having open lens and learning how to see someone from a different angle. Like, I understand, like, for example, and I'm not going to go too deep into that, but you kind of know what I'm trying to explain. It's like maybe someone that was born in the US, let's just use that as an example. They see a person that's Latina or Latino, and they see the way they dress, the way they talk, the way to say, in their lens, because how they grew up, some things are not right, or some things don't make sense, or ethically they don't look good, you know, because a woman shouldn't behave this way. But if you were to sit down and ask that person how you grew up, you know, what's your cultural background? How do you guys see these things? And you actually learn it, then you realize that it's not bad, you know?
Oh, yeah. Just getting to know each other. That's it.
I just think that if we had a more open mindset and instead of jumping into assumptions, we would ask more, the world would be a different place because we would be more accepting
More
of people that come through different walks in life, you know?
Yes, big yes to all of that. Yeah, that's they should be.
Yeah.
But and I'm just glad we do have like us, for example, that we are trying to, do all we can for what we're passionate about and
Yeah.
putting out that right message, putting out that right, just maybe somebody will pick up on it and actually, appreciate it and all of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So again,
And the thing
and
is,
I don't
like,
think,
you can't
you wouldn't be
say,
here.
and I know some people say it and they mean it with all good intentions, but you cannot say, don't use the phrase, well, I don't see color. Because even if you don't see it, the truth is that it cannot be erased. We live
No.
in a world where we're still dealing with racism.
Oh yeah.
Even if you try
Yeah.
to ignore it, we're still dealing with racism. We're still dealing with equality. We're still dealing with having more representation, more inclusion. It's a long battle. So every time if someone says, "Well, I don't see color," it's kind of acting indifferent of that other person's struggles and that other person's battles. So I think like instead of saying that, you should do like, "Hey, you know what? I may be ignorant about this topic. Can you educate me? Can you give me
Yeah.
Yep.
resources to learn about it? And I can have some sort of compassion, and some sympathy towards what you go through that maybe I don't have to go through on
Yeah,
a
for
daily
sure.
basis." If I think that if we like break those barriers, that's why and sorry that I'm talking too much because this topic really means a
No,
lot for
no, no,
me.
no. Handle it. Go for it. Go for
Um,
it.
that's why it means so much for me having to be invited as a special guest and host the panels that I hosted this year, because one of the topics that the coordinator actually asked us to talk was about diversity in gaming. That's not a topic you hear a lot of people talk about in a gaming convention. So it was so refreshing for me as a Hispanic person and for my husband as a Black male content creator to be able to share a panel and talk about stuff that we can actually talk about because we experience it on a daily basis. So it was so good, and seeing how the response of the audience was towards these topics. I think that a lot of stuff have to be done. Still, there's a lot of work, but we're seeing results. We're seeing results at least because there's been a lot of female content creators on the rise now that I've been
Yep.
seeing because of it.
That is for sure. That's the same reason I'm like, yes, she's about this. If anybody could do it, she's gonna do it and put that proper face to female gamers. That a lot of people expect other things, and that's why I'm like, I always reach out to gamers that I know they're about this. They really know their stuff, and so nice. Appreciate that honestly because it is going to be a war, a battle, but again with support, anything is possible.
Yeah,
So
and
we got the support here. So
believe me, I go through it every single day. Like, you don't know the videos, the articles people write about me, criticizing me or trying to put me in a box or just saying I'm a wannabe or stuff like that. But then at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, all right, Crystal. Well, you have two ways to go about it. Either you get angry and answer everyone because you're hurt out of your feelings, out of your emotions, or you remind yourself of the goals, why you're doing what you're doing, because they're not going to get it. You're going to get it. So I had to just remind myself. I had literally, I'm not even faking it. I don't know if I have the paper here. If I do have the paper here, I'm going to actually show you guys. So you see that what I'm saying is the truth. I don't have it here actually, but it's on my office place. I have literally a paper that says, what are the 3 goals? Why did you start your YouTube channel? And it says more representation, being a female content creator, wanting to jump into the journalism world. Those are my 3 main goals. And I have it right here when I edit my videos, because whenever I feel down or I feel like I'm about to quit, I go back to that paper and say, why are you doing what you're doing? Read those goals again, just to kind of fuel me to keep going, because it's rough. It's rough as a female content creator,
There you go. It's definitely rough being just because sometimes we do have those moments where like, oh,
That's somebody at my door, guys. Hold on.
Handle it. I heard the doorbell. Just go. But speaking on it, it is rough because sometimes we're tired But then we got to remind ourselves, why are we doing this? Why do we love doing what we're doing? And there it is. Honestly, big appreciation for that, because not everybody is built to handle that stuff. And, it's not easy, but that's the reason. Sometimes, no lie, sometimes I get tired. I say, man, do I really want to do this? And then just a random DM, hey, man, love what you do. Keep doing it. And I'm like, you know what? Yes, if I reach out, it's like I said, I don't even matter if I reach millions, but if you reach one person and it's not being cheesy about it, it means a lot. Even a simple comment like, hey, love what you do, that means it's everything. It's crazy how
the impact you make upon somebody's life until they literally tell you, because I think that's the major satisfaction I've had in my professional career, because I consider this to be my professional career, is the impact I've made upon younger generations. Like, I have a little girl called Melody. She's only 6 years old. That girl looks up to me. I am her idol. Like, her dad literally has to create an account for her. So when I stream, she can join the chat. She donates. She has asked her dad to,
that's crazy.
She has shirts. She has my merch. And she tries to comment on all of my videos. And
there you go.
It's incredible, because I'm like, that makes me feel so good, because, well, I'm trying to make representation for the female content creators. So when I feel like I'm going to quit, I'm like, no, I got that 6-year-old girl that looks up to me, that maybe 10 years from now, she might consider to start a YouTube channel because of me, because I was her inspiration. So I'm like, I can't let that girl down. So when I start thinking about those things and you start seeing that major impact that you're doing, you kind of feel the pressure. You kind of feel like that weight on your shoulders, but it's a good type of weight, because you feel like it's actually productive. Like, you're investing in those future generations. And I kind of sound like a teacher, because, fun fact, I am an educator. So that's how I tend to do my stuff.
There you go. Oh my God. Honestly, big appreciation for all of that, all you do. And again, like I said, support. I'm with you all the way with battles. Hey, you know what? I need to get my merch out. Help me out. I'm down with what you do. Honestly, just 100% with all of that. So you already said you got a partner here in California who's down with what you do.
Two in California.
Two in Cali.
I've never been to California, actually.
Okay, well,
it's hot. It's hot.
Right now it's hot. Right now it's a little hot, but we're Latinos. We love the heat, so it's all good.
Exactly, right?
It's kind of warm too, so on the same page, I want to say.
Okay. All right. So honestly, big appreciation. So let's get back to some gaming. Look, I got maybe a couple more things to ask you, but if you had to marry the last video game character you played, who would it be?
The last video game character the last game I 100%. Right? Am I right? Is that the question?
Yeah.
The last
video if you had to marry the last video game character, yes.
I guess I'm good. He probably would get on my nerves, but that's all right. It's no, actually no. It's Ethan from Resident Evil. Village. Yeah. Resident Evil. You know what? Ethan's a good guy now thinking about it, because that Resident Evil 8 ending, oh my God, it tore my heart.
He's a good guy. And I mean, you probably, you were saying about the whole temper thing, he'll take it and regenerate.
He'll like, oh, just Boo having her day. That's all.
Oh, she's having her day. She'll be fine. She
wants food.
Sure wants food.
Listen, guys, this is an inside joke. If you're dating a Latina, the one way you're going to calm that girl down, take it from me, is food. Just buy her food.
Buy her favorite food, and she'd be all right. Just give her time to eat that, digest that, and then come back.
That is so true. Like 75% of my friends are Latino and Latinas, and that is so true. Like when they're hungry, you just go to a taco truck or something. We go grab some food real quick,
nice.
And after that, it's like everything's went away. I'm like, what happened? They're like, I just need some food. I'm like, all right, well, let's do this then. So if there's some kind of food, they're like, I don't want anything. I'm like, well, let's go to taco truck. They're like, all right, you spoke my language right there.
Tacos are the cure to everything.
Yeah.
If you're in a bad mood, that's what I'm saying. The tacos are life. Saying is not just a saying. You just go.
I mean, yeah, Ethan would be my husband, I think.
Okay. Oh, shoot. I'll be Ethan. Okay. Have you ever had a crush on a video game character?
Oh, yeah, plenty.
All right. Oh, okay. All right. So, okay, give me top three. Give me top three.
I don't know if I would consider them video game characters, though, because they're technically from shows and cartoons. So I don't know if that would count. Gambit from
Oh yeah.
In cartoon, or what are we talking about?
Yeah, Gambit. Yeah, I had a crush on it. Every time he took those cards out and turned them into flame, I'm like, babe, I'm in.
Hey, at least you know he'll do like little nice magical tricks for you.
I'm like, if you could pop food or food from there, I'm done.
Okay.
I think it's so I might get the terms wrong because I mean in Spanish we call them differently too. So from Mortal Kombat, the guy that controls the thunder, is it Raiden? Raiden, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Raiden. I remember the crush I had with him because of the first movie.
The first one, yes.
I don't know why, but when I watched that movie, I had a crush. And then the last one is James Bond from
There we go.
Yeah, what woman didn't have a crush on James Bond? Let's just be honest.
Which James Bond?
Yeah.
Which one?
James Bond, yes. What was the name of the actor though? Because do you remember?
There was, I think, Sean Connery.
Obviously, the first movie,
and then Pierce Brosnan was one.
I think it was Pierce.
Okay. Because I don't remember right now from the top of my head, but I know from the first movie. I forget
that last guy's name. There was one guy before that, though. Oh, my brain just.
Because they selected they had changed the actors a couple of times. So we're obviously talking about for the first movies.
Pierce is a good Bond. Now that
I liked him.
Yeah.
My mom did too. My mom was, James Bond. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Talking about crush, my dad had a crush on Tomb Raider his entire life. Tomb Raider. And when they did Angelina Jolie for the first Tomb Raider movies, oh yeah, my dad went to the theaters to watch those two movies with my mom.
Hey,
my mom was cracking up. She's like, "Yep, that's his girlfriend."
I mean, to be fair, as a gamer, I had a crush on her when she was pixelated. PS1. I was just
pixelated.
She was pixelated in PS1.
I mean, who doesn't love Tomb Raider? I think she's
Laura Croft, so
in an action game,
Exactly. Laura Croft is bae. I mean, you are right on that.
Laura got it banging.
If you could have one power out of any video game character, who would it be? If you can have that one ability.
That sucks.
There's just so many.
I don't know because I've never been into
that one power that you're like, oh, this is cool.
Know what, Lies, I do know, but I don't know exactly who does it. That's the only thing. I don't know what video game character can do that. But if it's a certain power to like teleport or transport quicker to places, like telekinesis, maybe.
Yeah.
That's the term you use. What video game character has that power? I don't know.
Teleportation. That is a good question.
Easy to go to work and just like think about it and
imagine. Yes. Yeah. I'm like vacation destinations on the instant. Just boom, we're there.
It was on that show Heroes. One of the superheroes had that. It was a Marvel show that they had on for a while. So Heroes, and the girl would hold on to him like this, and she would think where she was at, and then boom.
Oh,
They were there.
imagine that.
That would be amazing because we wouldn't have trouble anymore with traffic.
No traffic.
Hey, I
no,
want some lunch. What restaurant I want to go to?
boom.
There's
Panda
no
Express,
excuse in coming
McDonald's.
late.
Oh, hey, imagine
Hey,
you
some of us will still be late. Some of us will still be rolling up late.
You're like, what, the signal? Did you get busted?
I wasn't fully charged. I couldn't get a whole teleport there.
My mind was foggy when I woke up today. Sorry, guys.
Oh my
I
god.
had to take the subway today.
I ended up over here.
If you could have one video game character as your best friend, who would that be?
Oh, I already know. Luigi, automatically. Yeah,
Luigi.
that's my boy. That's my
He
boy.
is loyal.
He doesn't get enough love. You know what I mean?
He don't. Let's just be
Oh,
real.
Mario, screw Mario.
Hey, Luigi will have so much to talk about if you think about it. And
Yeah.
I mean, I got through those levels, but Mario took the credit. You know what I mean? You know,
It's
He's
so,
on Mario
I
didn't
wonder
bust down the
how-
ghost house. I did.
I had to go into the ghost house. You know, I mean,
I'm the
I
one
had to
that
get them.
stuck up all these ghosts in the
Ghosts.
vacuum. And
Mario didn't do that. Mario was sucked up in a different dimension, but who came in with the ghost pack?
I came in. You know, but I only get a few games. Mario got a whole catalog.
I know, right? It's crazy. But at least I'm happy because, like, talking about Luigi, we finally got a Luigi's Mansion game for the Switch.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And not a remake, not a remaster. Like,
Nah, it was yes.
yeah.
We need more love for Luigi. That is for sure. That is for sure.
And all the DLC that came with it. Wow.
I haven't checked out the DLC. I need
Yeah.
to look into the DLC, actually.
Cool.
All right. So for my last two, where can people find you, and where we're going to eat? A favorite place to eat from where you're from.
Okay. Oh, Jesus. That second one got me thinking. All right. Anyway.
She's all over
Just like, oh damn.
So you can find me as ZapCristal on YouTube at twitch.tv/ZapCristal. I'm on Instagram as ZapTVCrystal. The only place where it's backwards for some reason that was out of my control was Twitter. You'll find me as Crystal Zap instead. But everything else, yeah, either ZapCristal or ZapTVCrystal. It's that simple. It's simple. It should be easy to find me.
Okay, and if I put in the description, put all your pages on there just in case anybody you want to go follow her, please go follow her. Just please do me us the favor, and you will not honestly be disappointed in the content and the energy and that just that love and appreciation for what she does. Go follow her.
Yeah. Well, can I spoil whatever I was working on? Because I did say I was very busy, which is fact. I was busy today. We were actually recording for the series of Never Own, Never Play, Let's Try It. So that series is basically, just as the title says, it's systems that I never got to own back in the day, and I'm testing them now and experiencing them now as an adult.
Nice.
So it's so cool. It's been such an exciting journey because we started off with the PS3, and now this past week we started off with the Xbox 360. And so we've been testing out games. So it's kind of like a Let's Play experience where I'm literally experiencing it for the very first time. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. And the game selections come from the community because we throw out polls. So the community gets to decide what are the games I'm going to play. So I can't even choose. I'm playing exclusively what the community has voted. And then at the end of the series, we get to rank all those games. We get to rank all those games, and I start breaking down my experience of what I thought. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? And stuff like that. So if you want to jump into that journey and see me rage or see me very excited or psych, Yeah, that's the series.
There we go. We got it. Okay.
Rage, I've never seen that before.
Rage.
That will never happen in my eyes.
You have never seen it.
I've
Be
never
careful.
seen that
Be
before.
careful. Be careful raging out on those old consoles because the parts and controllers are hard to come by. So just take it
She's
easy.
a controller.
Careful with that because there's not too many out there. So just
Well, we already have a couple of videos, like I said, out. Like all the PS3 videos are out, and now for the Xbox Series, 360. Sorry, we have 2 videos out. The last one was actually me playing Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts for the Xbox 360. So that was the most recent video. And this week it's already gonna premiere, so you might want to set your reminders for that. I'm gonna be playing Lollipop Chainsaw. So
all right.
For the Xbox 360. So that's gonna be something. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Everybody, you heard it right there. Set that reminder. She will be playing on that 360, right?
It's gonna be something else. It's wild. Let me just put it that way.
There we go.
Did you check the controller? That's all I'm gonna ask.
I had so much fun with the,
Okay, cool.
So I might be kind of biased, but that's something I'm exploring right now and being more open about, because before I used to be very quiet and neutral about my favorite systems. Now I decided to kind of like step out of the closet and say, hey, y'all, I got a preference. So
I like it.
Yeah, you guys are going to find out soon. Probably some people already know, but you're going to find out soon, like, what is that one system that's where I'm going to game on the majority of the time. That's my favorite system. Yeah.
Nice.
It's very opposite to my husband's, because my husband is a Sony fan till death. So
Me too.
And
I can join him on that.
Against the Sony, systems, because I grew up with PS1 and PS2. But yeah, it's not that system. You're gonna be surprised.
It's not that. We can scratch those off now. It's not happening.
A lot of people are gonna be in shock. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, okay, nice. I'm curious, very curious now. See what it is.
And the place I want to eat.
Yeah, favorite place to eat. Like if I'm in your your boy's in town, let's go somewhere to eat. Where's that place at? You know what?
I break the rules though, because I technically have one for Hispanic food and then one that's like my junkie.
All right, I'm gonna give you the cheat code. There you go. I just gave you the cheat code. Yeah, there you go.
She broke the code, people.
Yes.
No, if it's Hispanic, because obviously I'm Puerto Rican. There's a restaurant in the Arlington area. If you ever come to Arlington, Texas, you have to visit this restaurant. It is called El Mofongo, and it is authentic Puerto Rican food. So if you want to experience some Puerto Rican cuisine, that's the restaurant to go. It is kind of the mid-tier, but it's so worth paying for that food, because it's more for the experience.
Nice.
And if it's my junkie spot and you're a Texan, you should know that is Whataburger. You can't go wrong.
Oh,
with
I heard about that. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
my friends who live in Texas, they say that's the spot.
It is legit, guys. You get that
okay.
spicy burger or that Texas toast. Oh my God, just thinking about
Texas
it.
toast. Oh.
Hey, she's running. Watch, guys. She's running out of here.
Texas toast. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds so good.
Chicken fried. I don't know why they call it steak. Right, Jade? How do you call it?
Chicken fried steak, right? Yes.
Chicken fried steak. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a steak.
It's not a steak. Yeah.
It's not. They call it that here too. They call it chicken fried steak because it's a big piece of chicken and it's deep fried. I'm like, but it's not steak.
It's not steak.
But it's
it's just fried chicken.
It's so good. Yeah, it's so good. I love it.
Did they put the gravy over top of it too?
The white gravy, the country gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, that's like Okie food, like that fried steak with the taters and
Oh my God, yes.
Yep. That's it right there. When you have the taters and then you have the toast and you have the gravy poured on top of it, that's it right there.
Texas, not to brag, but it's like the food is so good. And if you want good barbecue, you come to Texas for barbecue.
Yes.
Texas does it right.
Yes. I tried Memphis. I've tried, Kansas City, but I've always gone back to Texas. Like,
Yep.
it's just,
And everything's
it's
big
that.
in Texas, quite literally.
According to right. So yes.
Even their hats are big.
Yeah.
Literally, like, jokes aside, it's so true. You come to Texas, the buildings are big, the food is big, everything is big. I'm like, does Texas know the definition of small? I don't think that's in their books.
The serving
I doubt
sizes
it,
and the
right?
food there are big.
Yeah, food portions. Go to Whataburger. Like, jokes aside, compare a Burger King or McDonald's burger next to a Whataburger. It's tremendous, the difference.
McDonald's is micro burger.
Yeah.
Whataburger is the big burger.
Yeah.
Whataburger. Yup. Maybe Nabby. Whataburger is the best. Okay, we got a cosign. See, we got a cosign.
There we go.
Co-signing that fact.
You get your
Okay.
money's worth. Oh, dude,
right.
and then they have a 24-hour breakfast menu where you can order breakfast items, and they got this honey butter chicken biscuit.
Damn.
So good. Holy
Oh my God, you said biscuit.
There we
You said
go.
biscuit. As soon as you said biscuit, I was sold. That was just
Told me I had to go. I was about to. I was like, Crystal, remember.
I will forever be putting honey on my biscuits. That's for sure. That is just yes.
It is so good, man. You ever go to
I'm getting
Whataburger?
hungry over here, guys.
You're like, Zap, I went and
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be in your neighborhood. I'm like, yes, take me to this burger, please. And yes.
I don't care if it's for breakfast. Take me to go get that burger.
Oh my God, yes.
It's the best, and it's not even that big, but dude, it's
The taste.
Watch
There you go. There you go.
It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality.
Sometimes you be like, I know it's not maybe the biggest spread, but just have it, and it's just like you're in heaven. Yes.
Yeah, it's literally food haven. Yes.
There you go.
Exactly it is.
Oh my God.
Remind me to go to Whataburger after we were.
Hey, she makes a post on Instagram of the burger right there.
Just
they were like, "Oh, she really was going there. All right."
Squeeze that burger.
I stopped by on the way to the airport. Whoosh, got me a burger on the house.
Yeah.
You know what? We have this trick. This is a trick I have. Number one, for health reasons, but number two is just that's something we always do. We always ask our fries without salt, because that way we have a guarantee that our fries are going to be hot and fresh.
I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't even know you could ask for that.
Literally, we always do. We ask fries without salt. Well, number one, because my husband has his health issues, so he can't eat things with salt. But number two, it just guarantees you that they're going to give you your fries hot and fresh.
I do that when I go to fast food places. Like
I am going to do that.
I go there and ask for fries with salt, and they're automatically fresh. They have to do it.
Well, and if you want salt, you can always get salt packets afterwards.
Just a little dab to it. Do the
the little.
Do the
But it's guaranteed, guys. Don't say I said it. Well, it's too late. It's already here, but
it's already out.
It's out. You know, it's out.
It's a good tip. Fast food tip.
I'll be like, look, rewind the video. She done got the fries without the salt, so I want my fries without the salt.
Hey, he goes to the place. He's all, look, she said you guys got fries with no salt. Now make them fresh, please.
Confirm that she's eating fries without salt, so I want to do that too.
I want to do that too. Make them fresh, please.
The best. Honestly, I do it on purpose because sometimes you're like really far away from your house and you're not quite there yet. So it's guaranteed like you'll get home and your fries are still warm. So
there you go. See, French fries hack, everybody, and it's healthy. There you go, and it's healthy. So everybody, oh my gosh, it's been a pleasure having you here today. Honestly, for sure. Like honestly, just all that you do is amazing. And anyway, just away from the just amazing person. Just honestly, just getting that vibe. And you're in Texas, and we're in California, and yet I can feel that good energy. Just man, that's amazing. That's amazing. So
I try to keep it calm, but there's no way I can keep it chill.
you would see when we're not recording, this is another thing.
Like, listen up, y'all. I gotta say a little thing.
We're gonna get to it.
I'm glad I was able to make it. Yeah, even though we had some.
We ran in. That's all good.
That's life, guys. It's life.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Life
it is,
happens.
everybody.
That's my saying. Life happens.
Life happens. Technology happens, and it's not always going to be corrected at the time we want it to be. But we guess what? We put our minds together and we figured it out. So
yeah, I do want to encourage, and I know we're like about to wrap it up. But I do want to encourage, and this is kind of what I've been doing lately now on my update videos. If you check my update videos, which we've been doing it like once monthly, I have a section that's like for shout outs where I give shout outs. And I've been kind of intentionally leaving it only for females right now because I wanted to give a spotlight to other female content creators. So if you're curious of, wait, hey, how can I support other female content creators? You can check out the video. I usually leave a link so you can go directly to their channels, check out their stuff. And if you like it, then, consider, subscribing to these other females, because I think that there's a lot of great talent out there. They just haven't gotten the spotlight or the exposure they deserve. So
there you go, everybody. Go follow the females. Go follow her. Just all that she does, everybody. So that's how we do it here on the iAmDJ Gamer Podcast. Honestly, again, such a pleasure having you here today.
Awesome.
So good. So good. And man, we can go on for days. Just what I'm getting from out there, we can just go on for days. And that is amazing. That is amazing. That that's how we know that we're not the only ones out here who care about what we do when it comes to video games.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We would need a 5-hour marathon.
Yeah, you know what? I'm down. And I bet you we will need more time. We will need more time.
We really do.
Oh my God. Yeah, you know what? To be continued. We're just going to just,
It would be so easy to do a charity stream.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. It's going to be a 3-part series, everybody. Season 1.
Season 1, episode 1.
Season 1. Here we go.
That's one of my dreams, actually. I hope one day, when it's a bigger channel, I really want to do a charity stream. That's been in my heart for a long time.
Yep.
So
Same here. So if we can get together, all three of us, to do something for charity,
Yes,
I am
with
that.
I'm down.
Honestly,
I'm down.
I am with that. Cool. Like, for sure. If
There's
we
so
can,
many great charities out there that we can get out there. Some mental health,
anything
really,
honestly.
Honestly.
Yeah, that would be so cool. I'm down. I really want to.
Again,
I don't mind. Yeah.
Yes. So we definitely need to, set that up for the future, and we will. Because honestly, I figure we could definitely go through a game. We'll pick out something. Oh yeah.
You probably won't even be playing the game. We'll just be talking.
Yeah. When I stream, that's what I do. I don't play games mostly. I have a game on there and I talk.
Yeah.
Retro chat.
Yeah.
There we go.
To stream lately because of it, because everybody just wants to talk. So I'm like, well, that's the whole point about the live.
That's the point about community. Yeah. That's the point about community,
Yeah.
Just being able to talk to each other. Somebody, that gets, your vibe. So
yeah. And I mean, we wouldn't be where we are if it's not for the community. So
yes,
I really
exactly.
don't take it for granted.
This would not be happening if we weren't into the community, the gaming community. So there we go. See, that's how we do it, everybody. Everybody in the chat, thank you for stopping by. Abby, my boy Chubbs, Sleeper, and yes, we cannot forget about In-N-Out. He tried to throw that in there about the burgers. So In-N-Out burgers.
I haven't had it.
I don't know.
Texas don't have them. I know Texas does not have In-N-Out, right? It's like a California thing.
A lot of burgers better. I still love you.
Wow.
There we go. Retro, where can people find you too, man?
Well, I am all over the place. People can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook Gaming, Twitch, and YouTube. All under my name, Retro Styles. So you guys can find me there. I'm all over the place.
There we go, everybody. And hope everybody enjoyed this. This was a pleasure.
Yes.
It's your boy DJ Gamer, that retro modern gamer. And we are out, everybody. Peace.